The signal cut through the void of space like a scream in the dark. Commander Vrel pressed his thin, three-fingered hand against the console, watching the warning lights flash across the research station's main deck. His pale blue skin had turned almost white with fear. Behind him, the other members of his crew worked frantically at their stations, trying to boost the shields that were failing with each passing second. "Send the distress call again," Vrel ordered, his voice steady despite the terror clawing at his chest. "Broadcast on all frequencies. Someone has to hear us." The station shook as another blast hit the outer hull. The raiders had appeared without warning, their dark ships emerging from the asteroid field like predators from tall grass. They wanted the research data, the rare minerals, everything the station had gathered over 3 cycles of work. Vrel's people, the Kelton, were scientists and explorers. They had no weapons, no warriors, no way to fight back. Violence was something they had left behind generations ago when they reached for the stars. Now that peace made them victims. "Distress signal broadcasting, Commander," reported Nella, the communications officer. Her large eyes reflected the red emergency lights. "But the nearest Kelton patrol ship is 6 days away. The Galactic Council forces are even farther." 6 days. They had perhaps 6 hours before the raiders broke through. "Keep broadcasting," Vrel said quietly. "Someone will come. They have to." Light years away, aboard the Earth vessel Ranger, Captain Jack Morrison sat in his command chair, reviewing supply reports. The ship was 3 months into a mapping mission at the edge of known space, charting new routes for human expansion. "Captain," Lieutenant Emma Brooks called from the communications station, "I'm picking up a distress signal. It's faint, but it's definitely a distress call." Jack straightened. "Location?" "About 4 hours away at maximum speed. The signal is in standard galactic common. Someone's under attack." Emma's fingers moved across her console. "Sir, they're broadcasting that they're unarmed civilians. Raiders are trying to breach their station." Jack stood up. "How many ships do the raiders have?" "The signal mentions 3 raider vessels, mid-sized from the description." The captain looked around his bridge. His crew of 32 humans waited for his decision. The Ranger was a scout ship, lightly armed, designed for exploration, not combat. But it was still a human ship, built on Earth, crewed by people who came from a world that had taught them hard lessons about survival. "Set course for the station," Jack ordered. "Maximum speed. Battle stations." "Sir," Emma said carefully, "we're not a warship. 3 raiders might be more than we can handle." Jack smiled, but there was no humor in it. "Lieutenant, we're humans. We'll handle it. Besides, someone needs our help." "That's enough." The crew moved with quick efficiency. Within minutes, the Ranger was racing through space, its engines pushing beyond recommended limits. In the armory, crew members checked weapons that most Galactic Council species would consider barbaric. Humans still believed in kinetic weapons, in explosive-tipped rounds, in things that could punch through armor and hull with brutal effectiveness. "Commander." Vrel watched his shields drop to 15%. The raiders were hailing them now, demanding surrender. He knew what surrender meant. His crew would be taken as slaves, sold to the highest bidder on some lawless world. The research would be stolen. Everything they had worked for would be lost. "Commander," Nella said, her voice rising with surprise, "I'm getting a response to our distress call." Vrel's hearts, both of them, seemed to stop. "The patrol ship?" "No, sir. It's a ship from Earth. They say they're 4 hours away. They're coming to help us." The bridge fell silent. Every Kelton knew about Earth. It was listed in the Galactic Database as a Class 12 death world, a planet so dangerous that the fact any species had evolved there at all was remarkable. The humans had only joined the Galactic Council 20 years ago, and their reputation had spread quickly. They were strong. unnaturally strong. Their world had gravity that would crush most species. Their air was rich with corrosive oxygen. Their oceans were filled with salt that would poison others. Diseases that would kill millions on other planets were merely inconveniences to humans. They were survivors from a world that tried to kill them every single day. And now they were coming here. A human ship, Vrel whispered. The Deathworlders are coming. For the first time since the attack began, he felt something other than fear. He felt hope. The Ranger dropped out of faster-than-light, travel with precision that made the crew lean forward in their seats. Captain Jack Morrison studied the tactical display. 3 raider ships surrounded the Keltine research station like predators circling wounded prey. The station's shields flickered weakly, moments from complete failure. Raider ships are Krell design, reported Tom Hayes from Tactical. Medium armor, plasma weapons. They've detected us. They're laughing, sir. Audio coming through. A harsh, grating voice filled the bridge, speaking broken galactic common. Stupid humans. Go away. This is not your business. Leave or die. Jack's expression didn't change. Open a channel. Channel open, sir. This is Captain Jack Morrison of the Earth Vessel Ranger. You are attacking unarmed civilians. Leave now, or we will make you leave. The laughter that came back was cruel. 1 small human ship? We are 3. You die now, Deathworlder. Your bones will sell well. The channel cut off. The nearest raider ship turned toward them, weapons charging. Evasive pattern Delta, Jack ordered calmly. Target their weapon systems. Tom, you have firing control. What happened next would be analyzed by military strategists across the galaxy for years to come. The Ranger moved like nothing the Raiders had ever seen. Human ships were built for speed and agility, designed by a species that had learned warfare in 3 dimensions: air, sea, and space. The first Raider fired, but the Ranger had already shifted. The plasma blast missing by mere meters. Then the humans fired back. Kinetic rounds solid. Metal slugs accelerated to incredible speeds, slammed into the Raiders' weapon arrays. No energy shields could stop them. The physics were simple and brutal. Mass times velocity equals force. The Raiders' plasma cannons exploded, venting atmosphere and flames into space. 1 down, weapons disabled, Tom reported. Targeting Raider 2. The other 2 Raider ships broke formation, panic evident in their erratic movements. They had expected an easy victory. Instead, they faced something they hadn't prepared for. Humans, who had spent thousands of years perfecting the art of killing. Inside the Keltine station, Commander Vrel and his crew watched in stunned silence. The small human ship moved through space like a predator, like something alive and hunting. Every movement was efficient, calculated, deadly. They're not even using their full weapons, Nella whispered, checking their sensors. Commander, the human ship has missile systems, explosive charges, and something called railguns that they haven't even fired yet. They're holding back. Vrel understood then. The humans weren't trying to destroy the Raiders. They were trying to disable them, to give them a chance to flee. Even in combat, even while protecting strangers, the humans showed restraint. It made them more terrifying, not less. The second Raider tried to run. It lasted 15 seconds. The Ranger pursued, matching every desperate maneuver. Tom's targeting was perfect. He'd trained for this his entire life, just like every human in the military. Another volley of kinetic rounds tore through the Raiders' engines. The ship went dark, drifting in space, disabled but intact. The third Raider made a different choice. It turned toward the station, weapons charging for a final, vindictive strike. They're targeting the station, Emma shouted. Jack's voice cut through the bridge like steel. Tom, missiles free. Take them out. Yes, sir. 2 missiles launched from the Ranger, their engines burning bright. They crossed the distance in seconds, computer guidance systems tracking the Raider ship's every movement. The Raider tried to evade, but humans had invented guided weapons centuries ago. There was no escape that the missiles hit the Raider's engine core. The explosion was silent in the void of space, a brief flash of light, and then debris scattering into the dark. The bridge of the Ranger was quiet for a moment. Jack stood slowly, straightening his uniform. Status of the station? Shields holding at 8%, Emma reported. No hull breaches. All life signs stable. She paused. Sir, we're being hailed by the Kelton commander, on screen. Commander Vrel's face appeared, his pale blue features showing shock and gratitude in equal measure. Captain Morrison, you saved us. We ... We don't have words. Thank you. Jack nodded. Are any of your people hurt? No, thanks to you, no. Vrel hesitated. Captain, your reputation. The stories about humans ... We thought they were exaggerations. But you fought 3 ships with 1. You moved like nothing we've ever seen. Your weapons. Commander, Jack interrupted gently. We came because you needed help. That's all that matters. Would you like us to send over a medical team? We can also help repair your shields. Vrel stared at the human captain. The Deathworlder, who had just destroyed 2 ships and disabled another, was now offering medical aid and repairs. Yes, Vrel said softly. Yes, please. And Captain, may we meet? Face to face? I think we have much to learn from each other. Jack smiled, and this time it was warm. We'd be honored, Commander. The docking tube connected the Ranger to the Kelton research station with a soft hiss. Captain Jack Morrison stepped through first, followed by Dr. Lisa Park and 2 security officers. They moved carefully, aware that their very presence might intimidate the civilians they had just rescued. Commander Vrel waited on the other side. He was tall by human standards, perhaps 7 feet, but his frame was thin and delicate. When Jack extended his hand in greeting, Vrel stared at it for a moment before carefully placing his own 3-fingered hand in the human's grip. Jack shook gently. He had been briefed on Kelton physiology. Their bones were lighter, their muscles weaker. What felt like a normal handshake to him could break a Kelton's fingers. Welcome to Research Station Kellanine, Vrel said. Please come. My crew wants to meet you, to thank you properly. They walked through the station's corridors. Everywhere, Kelton researchers stopped their work to stare at the humans. Some looked frightened. Others looked curious. All looked grateful. The station's common area had been converted into a gathering space. 50 Keltons stood there, the entire crew. When Jack and his team entered, the room fell silent. Vrel stepped forward. These are the humans who saved us. Captain Morrison and his crew faced 3 Raider ships with only 1 vessel. They crossed 4 hours of space because we sent a distress call. They risked their lives for strangers. One of the younger Kelton, a researcher named Pell, raised his hand hesitantly. Captain, may I ask a question? Jack nodded. Of course. Why? Pell's voice was soft but clear. You didn't know us. We cannot pay you. The Raiders might have destroyed your ship. Why did you come? The question hung in the air. Jack glanced at his crew members Lisa, who had spent years treating patients in war zones. Tom, who had left his family to serve. Emma, who could have stayed safe on Earth, but chose the stars instead. They all wore the same expression. They didn't understand the question. Because you needed help, Jack said simply. What other reason do we need? Vrel stepped closer. Captain, forgive me, but we have studied your species. Your world is classified as a Class 12 death world. Your planet tried to kill you for millions of years. You evolved with predators that could tear you apart. Your diseases, your weather, your very air is hostile to most galactic life. You learned to fight, to survive, to compete for every resource. He paused. We expected warriors, conquerors, not rescuers. Dr. Lisa Park spoke up, her voice gentle. Commander, may I explain something about Earth? Please. Yes, our world is dangerous. We have storms that can level cities, earthquakes that shatter mountains, animals that hunt us, diseases that spread like fire. But do you know what else we have? Lisa smiled. We have neighbors who run into burning buildings to save strangers. We have people who share food during famines. We have volunteers who travel across continents to help after disasters. Earth didn't just teach us to fight. It taught us to help each other, because alone we would have never survived. Emma added, every human culture has stories about helping others. Myths about heroes who save people. It's not just in our history, it's in our DNA. We're pack animals, Commander. We protect the pack, even when the pack includes people we've never met. Vrel was quiet for a long moment. When he spoke, his voice trembled slightly. The galaxy fears you. They call you Deathworlders. They say humans are too strong, too fast, too dangerous. They warn their children about the species from the deadly world. Jack met his eyes. And what will you tell them? The truth, Vrel said firmly. He turned to face his crew, then back to the humans. I will tell them that when we sent a distress call into the void, when we were helpless and afraid, it was the Deathworlders who came first. Not to conquer, not to take, but to protect. His voice grew stronger. I will tell them that humans are dangerous, yes. But they are dangerous to those who prey on the weak. They are dangerous to those who harm the innocent. Pell stepped forward, then another Kelton, then another. Soon, the entire crew had moved closer, forming a circle around the humans. We will spread this message, Nella said. Every ship we contact, every station we visit, every council meeting we attend. We will tell them about the humans who crossed the stars to save strangers. Jack felt something tighten in his chest. We just did what anyone should do. No, Vrel said softly. You did what humans do. And the galaxy needs to know the truth about Earth's children. You are not just survivors. You are protectors. And perhaps that is what a death world really creates. Not monsters, but guardians. Far across the galaxy, on the Galactic Council homeworld, a message began to circulate. It spread from station to station, world to world, species to species. A simple message from a Kelton research crew. When the raiders came, the humans saved us. If you are in danger, call Earth. They will come. The Deathworlders had arrived on the galactic stage, and they had come to help.